The goal of this 3D model has been to make a very easy kit for people that want to buy this inexpensive frame, but they are not quite happy with the looks of the original frame, which is this one, by the way, and want to improve upon the looks, but also the size. You know, you can see that the BOOGALOO Themisn't much smaller and will, by the way, fit on a Gaggia drip tray. Alright, let's build a BOOGALOO Themisn't. For this project you will need 4 printed parts. I print them using support material. They are very easy to pop out. Here you go, that's 1. That's 2. Then we'll have the other parts, the housing and the top plate. This one does not require any supports at all, the top plate. For the housing I only apply support here for the screw holes. Just get some pliers like this and now the holes are open. Good, let's glue these 2 parts together. I like to use this CA glue from Potex. Not much glue is needed at all, just a light layer. I like to dot, gives me a little bit more control. Just around the outside, a little bit on the inside. This is enough. Alright. Then just push it down and done. Let's open up a brand new scale. Don't need all this. Alright, first things first. We have to peel off the sticker here to reveal some screws. By the way, the model kitchen scale we are using, it's the KP20488B, also known as the MyScale. I'm going to open this here, and all the screws we are removing today, well, almost all the screws, we will need again, because we are reusing all the parts from this scale for the new housing. Let's also remove these rubber feet. Be careful, because we are also reusing these to keep them clean. So, last part, this cover here, don't need that. Now these are removed. You can see that this top plate is also loose, so carefully work it open, and there you can see there's 1 additional screw that we have to remove. You're also going to reuse this, so keep it. This part no longer needed. This cover plate is reused as well, as you can see. So we need to carefully remove this, which is not that hard. Open the case further. Let's remove these 4 screws as well, which, by the way, are the only parts that we will not reuse. I guess we won't need that. We need to start with these wiring first before we remove the sticker. I'm going to try something. I'm going to do an experiment today, because what I would like to prove is that you do not need to have any soldering skills to create this new scale. For those who have soldering skills, I think it's easiest to just desolder these parts to remove them. But if you want to remove this, you either have to desolder this, or what I'm going to try today is just cut open this housing here. This is the side that does not have any wires attached at all, so this we can just remove with a flathead screwdriver. Again, we will reuse that. I'm going to do the same trick here. We have to bend these tabs straight, of course, or this will never come out. Then, yes, much easier now. Make them both loose. Now I need to be able to get this part out, and I think it's just easier to cut this open here. A little bit of snipping on this side, Right, this works. Okay, not too bad. I made a hole here. Now I can just pull them out. Great. So basically I just cut all the way through here. Now it's time to remove the screen. And this is something you have to do with a little bit of care. Keep these 3 screws. When you remove this PCB, hold down the screen, gently lift the PCB, and it should come right up. What you'll notice is that there is like a rubber part that remains. This stays with the LCD screen. You should not remove the rubber part. Try to be careful with it. Here it is. So this screen I'll keep aside. Now we can do the following. We need to remove this plastic label. And for that we need to use some heat. Don't melt it, of course, but the goal is to soften the glue so we can easily remove the sticker. So then carefully push it out, and if it is hot enough, the glue will come right off. There is no glue behind the screen, so I can just use my fingers there. Done! I was a little bit uncareful. I scratched my screen, so don't be like me. Next, release the buttons. And again, I'm going for the no soldering route, so I'm just going to use my snips. Release the button. I'm just going to snip the sides off as well. There you go. Done. So now I know exactly what I must do. Done. The no solder removal method. Time to reassemble. So let's start with the screen. You just drop in the screen here. Then the PCB. It should align perfectly. And then you can see these 3 holes. These are obviously the location where you need to screw in. I'm not screwing it all the way down, by the way. That's something I only do in the end when I've got the PCB lined up correctly. So I'm just lightly screwing in the screws. And when I see everything is going alright, I'm screwing it down. Be gentle, it's just plastic you're screwing into. Alright, the buttons, they go back in here. This is a friction fit. What you notice when you push in the button for the first time, it might take a little bit of force, but that is intentional. So it helps to take either a plier or maybe a screwdriver. Push the button down until it is seated like this. Done. The next button here. Done. Lastly, I'm going to put over my plastic screen. Good. The next step, the batteries. As you remember, we removed these parts. Let's add them back in again. Bend over these tabs. I don't know if you saw that, but I had to rebend these tabs. This should just slide in with a little bit of force. By the way, it can help to squeeze these metal prongs on the side and to straighten this out. If you find that it's a little bit too tight, then that can really help. Yeah, so obviously, when you install this, make sure that the springs are not opposite of each other. So also here I have to bend these tabs down. Right. This is the moment of truth, because if I insert my batteries, I would like to see activity here. Something is happening. Yeah, this is promising. Now I am ready to put the top cover on the housing. You might have noticed this slot. This is just there to help you a little bit with cable management. Put your cables there and then slightly bent in these sides if you're having trouble with inserting the cover. So I have to push in here as well. Yes, now it's closed. We're almost done. Let's have a look. So this has to be mounted this way. So the goal of this load cell is to first you want to see how this arrow is pointed. It should point towards gravity, towards the earth. So this is the orientation. I want to have this load cell here. So make sure that the cables don't interfere when it's all assembled. So like this. This looks good to me. Absolutely make clear that no cables can ever touch the load cell because that will affect readings. So now I have this. I will, I know that I have to mount it like this in the end. So I'm just opening it like a book now. So I have access to the inside and I can mount the load cell this way. This is good. It does not have to be rock solid, the force this will get is minimal. It does not have to be screwed down too hard. So, perfect. I can mount this now on top. And if you look here, in these two holes, it should align with the holes in the load cell. And then I can put back those screws that we removed. Last step remaining is to reapply these rubber feet. Perfect! It's done. The BOOGALOO Themisn't. Ta-da!